Hold on just one moment. There we go. Okay. So once again, how we got there, we clicked on the online button. That brought us to our setup online store window. And now we're going to address each one of these fields. Really very simple and basic. Where it says existing website address, you put in your website address. Where it says email address, you don't have to put anything here, but you're going to want to put an email address of maybe your manager or maybe an info email address. The reason for that is because this email address is the one that gets contacted if somebody does make a retail purchase online or books an appointment online or purchases a gift certificate online. In other words, you can be notified that somebody did something like that online through that email address. Now, you don't have to have it there because there are other ways you're going to be notified. For instance, if somebody books an appointment online, well, the appointment is going to appear on your appointment book. So you don't necessarily have to have an email sent to you letting you know that somebody did that. Same thing goes with a gift certificate sold online. They buy it, they print it out at home, they can come in and use it. Your software is aware of it whether you are aware of it or not. So again, the email address is entirely up to you if you decide to do that. Now, where it says terms and conditions, this is just a big blank white box when you get this software. So you write whatever you want in here. Now, I've written what I've written because I'm addressing all three aspects, appointments, gift certificates, and retail. So I'm addressing all three. All purchases of gift certificates or cards or products online are final sales. No refunds are available. We require 48-hour advance notice of any cancellation or rescheduling of an online appointment. Failure to do so may result in a 25% charge. Again, that's what I've written. You write whatever you want. If you're not doing gift certificates or retail and it's just appointments online, then you may want to just address that, perhaps with your cancellation policy or something else. Next is the bottom message. On your store, there is a very tiny line on the bottom, and it's going to say whatever it is you want it to say. And ours says Pro Solution Software Inc. 2011-17, all rights reserved. But I've seen it say something like questions, please call, and then the telephone number. So whatever you want that bottom line to be is what it's going to be. Next, we have the API login and the API transaction key. These are unnecessary if you are doing appointments online and staff schedule viewing online. However, if you are selling gift certificates or gift cards online, or if you are selling retail online, you must have your API login and API transaction key. So what are they? Well, whoever you are using as your credit card processor, whether you're going through our preferred provider or if you've got your own, somebody is able to create for you what's called an online merchant ID. So whether you go to your own credit card company or you come to ours, you need to get an online merchant ID. Once you have been supplied with that online merchant ID, then you're going to go to this website. You're going to go to a company called authorize.net. And at that website, you will be able to create yourself an account. When you create yourself an account using your online merchant ID that you got from your credit card company, you're going to be assigned an authorize.net login and transaction key. Those are what you're going to put in here. This allows authorize.net to speak to our software as a gateway, and now your customers are able to start making purchases online using their credit cards. Next, we have the main image, the side banner image, and the bottom banner image. Let's take a look at what we're talking about. Let's go to My Store. So this is my store right now as it stands. I've got my banner, I've got my side banner, I've got my bottom banner, and I've got different buttons that take me to different places, like appointments online, purchasing products online, or purchasing gift certificates online. And what we talked about earlier, that wasted space on the left and on the right, again, it's formatted for a smartphone, so really this is the important part here. And even though you've got this wasted space on the left and right, as you can see, everything is very easily readable on a computer screen as well. Is it possible to increase the allowable size for uploading images? No, you're limited to 500K. However, that can be a lot larger than you would expect. In fact, let me show you something here. Let me put this on pause for a second while I pull up an old email. Bear with me just a second. I want to find this email. Okay, There we go. This is an email. And you see this doTERRA, you're invited to an intro to look at the size of this image. With all of this, and this. This is actually a Darcy message. As you can see, it's going from splashesboutique@darcy.mobi. And so you'll notice how large that image is. Because it's a Darcy image, that means it is definitely 500K or smaller. Okay, and yet you can see the size of it. So I think that you'll find that 500K is just fine as long as your image is not too high resolution. You had another question here. Probably just need to know how to compress them. Okay, well, yes and no. I mean, the truth of the matter is that a compressed image is not going to be read. So, yeah, changing their size perhaps is one thing, but compressing them maybe not. I'll give you a good example. You know, I'll just open my Photoshop here and go to our paired logo here. So here's my Photoshop, and I'm going to go to image, and I'm going to say image size, and this is 1456 by 504, which is fine, but the actual image size itself is 2.10 megabytes, so that's fairly large. But if I flattened it and I saved it as a JPEG, you'll now see it's actually only 168K, quite a bit smaller than what I can use, up to 500K. So again, the image itself is just something that you'll probably have to look at as far as getting that. Okay. Yeah, okay, so yeah, you say that's helpful, great. And I recognize that your images would be high-res, and that's just fine. But if you save them as PNGs or if you save them as JPEGs, etc., then it should dramatically reduce what you've got there. And if it's just too large, you know, it's just gigantic, well then make it smaller. Simply reduce it by 50% or more or something like that. So you'll be fine. All right. So let's get back to our store here. I'm going to pull up. Now I'm going to upload my new banner. I'm going to hit upload. I'm going to browse. I can go anywhere on my computer. Here I've got one already made, my Bella Renaissance top. Open and upload. It should only take a few seconds, and it should notify you. There it is. Bayry Top has been uploaded. Go ahead and close that now. And I'm going to upload a new side banner as well. And I'm going to choose this jumping woman here. This is my new side banner, and upload. There it is. I'll close that and then go to my bottom banner. And there it is. And I'll upload that. So I have just now uploaded 3 brand new banners. Let's take a peek. So we'll save the changes I've made, and let's go back to our page. This is my old page. I'm going to refresh it now. And now I've got 3 new banners. This way you can help the page look and feel more like your website. Now, I'm going to go back into the software, and I'm going to say my main color. Now, my main color is this color, the color behind my buttons and my imagery. That's my main color. And I'm going to change that to a nice light green. And I'll explain why light later in just a few moments. And then my background color, I'm going to make that a nice dark green. And the reason that my background color can be a dark green is because it's not going to be behind anything. It's just off to the left and right. Then I've got my font size. We recommend 3 or 4. Don't go much bigger than that. Then you're going to start messing with the format. So 3 or 4 is what your font size should be. Our font name, again, our recommendation is Arial. That's what the default is. We recommend that you leave it that way. It's the most easily readable font on the internet for English speakers. Next, we have our font colors. So because my main color, I said, is going to be light green, I want my font color to be dark. That way it's readable. If this was also light, like a yellow or another green or something like that, it'd be much harder to read. So if my main color was dark, I would want my font color to be white or yellow or something like that. But by choosing a light main color, I want my font color to be dark so that it's readable. Then my hyperlink colors, as we go through these pages, there will be links on them to get from one page to another. And I'm saying I want those hyperlinks to be this color. How do you change colors? You just click on the box, choose the color that you want, and then hit OK, and it will become that color. change that a little bit. Lighten that up a little bit. There we go. I've got a new color there. Previously visited links. I've made this burgundy color. Mouse over link color. I've said it's going to be this pink. And an active hyperlink I've said is going to be this blue. Then I'm going to change my button colors. I'm going to make them green as well. I've already changed my main color and my background color, so we'll save that. And now let's take a peek again. Let's refresh. There we go. Now I'm starting to get it to have the look and feel that I want it to have the look and feel of. Okay, but once we've gotten this far, our system will actually only say about, help, and contact. It won't have any of these three buttons, book now, products, or gift certificates. It won't have those until we click on these buttons here. So in order to get the appointments to appear, we need to click on this button and then fill out this form. Welcome screen message. You get to write whatever you want to write. If you have not yet registered or if you have never visited our salon and spa, please be sure to register now. If you have already visited us at least once or if you have already registered, please feel free to log right in, Anka. That's what it says right there. So let's go over here. Let's click on our book now, and you will see there it is. There's what I just read to you. And as you can see, it says Anka at the end. I'm going to come here, and I am going to change this to Hunter and save. And now we're going to refresh, and you'll see it now says Hunter. In other words, whatever you write there is going to be instantly seen by your customers that are on your page. Whatever you write, that's what it will be here. So let's make this a little bit bigger so we can see it a little better. We can create our customers can create themselves an account, first name, last name, address, city, state, or province, zip code or postal code, telephone number, email address, username and password, and verify the password. By doing that, they will then be able to use their username and password to log into the system. And so now here she is. This is our format for the customers to book their own appointment. First, they're going to choose from your service group. So maybe she gets a massage, so she chooses the word massage. That's the group. Then the customer chooses the service, like, for instance, a Swedish 60. Then the customer is going to be able to choose from one of your operators that provides this service. If I choose any operator, it'll do a round robin and simply select whoever's next. Or I can choose a specific operator like Christian, and then I get to choose a date. We'll go with Friday the 24th, check our times, and now I can choose any of these times with Christian. I'm going to go with 11 a.m., continue to confirmation. So below are the services that you have chosen to be scheduled. A Swedish massage 60 at 11 a.m. on March 24, 2017 with Christian. I can book this appointment. I can add the service to my cart. Add another service to my cart, or I can start over. I'm going to say book appointment. So I'm booked. Thank you, Bella, for booking with us today. We appreciate your loyalty. So let's take a look. Let's go into the software itself. Let's get out of this. And let's take a look at tomorrow, the 24th. And there's Bella. She was booked on the web. There's my bright yellow web color for a Swedish 60 with Christian at 11 o'clock. So it booked beautifully. So how did that happen? Let's go back in here and back to our appointments. First things first, we wrote our welcome screen message. Then we write our confirmation message, like congratulations, you have successfully booked your appointment online. Then our cancellation policy. I've written 48-hour advance notice is required, or a 25% fee will be charged. Then I decide whether or not I want my prices to show prices or not. I chose not to. Then my hours in advance. Hours in advance means that I put a 1 here. That means that if it was 9 a.m. and somebody went to your website to book an appointment, the first available appointment they would see would be 10 a.m. if that appointment was available. They would not see one at 9 or 9:15 or 9:30 or 9:45 because I've advanced it an hour. The earliest appointment they would be able to choose would be 10 a.m. if it was available. That's what hours in advance means, so that you don't have somebody going to book online at 9 for a 9 o'clock appointment. Now I've got my max days out. My max days out is going to work very similarly to my hours in advance, but instead of hours, it's days. So by having a 0 here, a customer that wants to book this morning could book for today. Whereas if I put a 1 here, somebody booking today would be booking for tomorrow. That would be the first option they would see. If I had a 2 here, the first option they would see would be Saturday, because today is Thursday. But by having a 0, the first option they see would be today. Then I have got my cancellation policy. This is the number of hours that are required, so that if your customer is outside of this number of hours, they can unbook their own appointment. But if they are inside this number of hours, they can't, and they would have to contact you in order to unbook or reschedule. Finally, we have our booking color. Click here, choose whatever color we want, and if somebody books online, it's going to be the color that we chose here. And then only book on the. I can tell it to book on the hour, the half hour, the quarter hour, the 10-minute, or the 5-minute. We recommend the hour or the half hour just to limit the number of choices your customer will see, because, for instance, if you were wide open for 5 full hours from, let's say, 12 to 5, if you were wide open for those hours, by having it on the hour, your customer would be given 5 options. On the half hour, they'd be given 10 options. On the quarter hour, they'd be given 20 options. On the 10-minute, they would be given 30 options, and on the 5-minute, they would be given 60 options. And so it gets a little bit crazy. So we recommend the hour or the half hour before you really start throwing a giant list of times at your customer. So I selected the hour. Then over here, we've got which operators are going to be not allowed to be booked online. Everyone that you put a check next to is going to be restricted from online scheduling. So let's take a look here at your next question. You said, if you have stylists who book on the 40 or 50 minutes for all services, how would you set the time? Okay, well, if it was on the 40 or 50 minute, really your only option would be your system would have to be set up in the 10-minute option, and then they would be able to book at 10, 10:10, 10:20, 10:30, 10:40, 10:50, and 11. Within 1 hour, they would have all of those options. Well, then, yeah, then you would choose on the 10-minute, and then, as I said, your customers would be given those options: 10, 10:10, 10:20, 10:30, 10:40, and 10:50, and 11 again. So those would be the options on the 10-minute. If you had it on the quarter hour, then they would be given 10, 10:15, 10:30, 10:45, 11. Again, I like on the hour or the half hour so that you're not having the customer see so many options. Well, like I said, in a 5-hour time frame, having it on the 10-minute, your customer is going to see 30 options for a single 5-hour time frame. So I do recommend the hour or the half hour, but if that doesn't make sense for you, then it's whatever you'd like it to be. Of course, that's why we offer the other options. Okay, so again, now that we're under operators, we simply put a checkbox next to any therapists or stylists or operators that we don't want to be able to be booked online. If there is an open box next to the name, they can be booked online. If there's a check next to their name, they can't. And then our groups, same thing. Our groups of services, what we check here will not be available for booking online. And then individual services here, what we check here will not be available for booking online. Everything that is unchecked will be available for booking online. Okay, so once you've set your check marks to limit what can and cannot be booked online, we've saved the whole thing, and that is all appointments is set up. And then your customers can go through the process that you just saw us go through. Go to log out and go back to our store. Okay, now, along with appointments online, along with the ability for your customers to book their own appointments, you also have the ability for your staff to check their schedules, to book appointments, and to unbook appointments. So for instance, let's go here, because I've set myself up as a staff member, so I'm going to book some appointments for Matthew really quick. We'll go with Meredith Cabe here for tomorrow, and we'll book that with Matthew at, got to choose a service, hair, and we'll do a blow, dry, and curl with Matthew at 9 o'clock tomorrow. And then we'll jump to Monday, And we'll choose another customer. Jennifer Raban here. Choose another hair service. We'll go with a color one step for women. We'll book that with Matthew at 8 a.m. So, booked. Now, let's go back into our book now. Now, this time, instead of using this, which is what my customers would do, my staff is going to click this, operator login. And now they can put in their username and password that they've assigned to themselves or that you've assigned to them in the software. And now they can, again, do this right from their smartphone with their fingers. Show appointments for what time frame? I'm going to say from today to say Tuesday the 28th, and look up appointments. And so it should show this to appointments that we just booked. And there it is, 9 o'clock with Meredith Kate for a blow, dry, and curl. And I have the option to unbook. And Jennifer Raban for a color one step for women, and I have the option to unbook. This appointment is on March 24th at 9. This appointment is on March 27th at 8, just exactly the way we wanted it. So I can return to my operator booking menu, and I could choose to book an appointment. So I can then look up a few letters of the last name. Let's go with J-A-B. And everybody whose last name starts with J-A-B will appear. If anybody's does, I just did it for the heck of it. So let's see what we've got. Okay, so we don't. So let's look up another customer. J-O-H. I know we've got plenty of Johnsons. So it's going to find all of the Johnsons for me. Now, the more information I put in, the shorter the list is going to be. If I wanted like Mary Johnson or Mike Johnson, I could have put Johnson space M, Johnson space Mike, or something like that. So here I go. I've got all of my Johnsons here. I'm going to go with Marlene Johnson and select a service. I'm going to select a Swedish 60, select my date. I'm going to say the 24th, check open times. Now, this is me booking for me, only for me. I don't have the option to book with somebody else because this is the staff member that's doing the booking. So you've chosen to book a Swedish 60 with Marlene Johnson on March 24th, 17. Please choose a time to schedule. I'll say 11 a.m. and confirmation. So now, again, this is the staff member booking the appointment, not the client. So you're about to book an appointment for Marlene Johnson, appointment details, Swedish massage 60 on 3/24/17 at 11 a.m., book appointment. And then back to main menu. So let's take a look, shall we? This is March 24th at 11 a.m. for a Swedish 60 with Marlene Johnson. So go into our appointment book, go to the 24th, and there's Marlene Johnson, booked with Matthew for a Swedish 60 at 11 a.m. So the customers can book their own appointments. The stylists or therapists can book appointments as well, but only for people who are in the database. If the customer's not in the database, you're not going to be able to book the appointment, unfortunately. Okay, let's take a look here. Are the parameters the same? For example, 1 hour in advance? Yes, that's exactly right. The parameters are the same. Okay. So again, you could have put the hour advance, at 0 if you don't want to have that, but you certainly can by having it pushed off into the future a little bit. Like I said, you don't have to worry about somebody. You open at 9 o'clock and somebody at 8:45 booking a 9 a.m. and you haven't even had a chance to refresh your screen yet. So something to consider there. All right, moving on. The next thing we're going to talk about, go back to our store. We've talked about booking appointments online for your staff and for your clients, and now we're going to talk about gift cards and gift certificates online. Remember, if you are going to sell a gift card or a gift certificate online, you must have your API login and your API transaction key that are assigned to you by authorize.net. So let's go back to our store here, and you would like to purchase a gift certificate. So you put in the name of the person you want to buy for. So I'm going to put in my wife here and enter the dollar amount, $100. Select a gift package. If I had a gift package to choose from, they would have been listed here. Notice it says enter amount or gift package, and I've got none to choose from. So I just put in a dollar amount. Personal message. Congratulations on being married to me! Exclamation point. And then ship it to myself, ship it to a recipient, print it out today. I'm going to say I want it to be email. And continue. So Dina Wiggins is getting a gift card for $100. I can add another gift certificate to my order, or I can proceed. Now, I said this is going to be an emailed paper certificate. So when I fill in all of my credit card information here, including my email address, because I'm printing it out, I don't need to choose a different address. I just put in all of my information here and hit process. So something's going to happen here. If the card is good and it goes through, then I'm going to receive an email with a gift certificate attached. I'm going to be able to print that certificate right out from home, walk right into your business and use it. Your software is already aware of it. If I wanted it to go somewhere else, like if I was buying a gift card, then I wouldn't have chosen email as my method of shipment, and I would have chosen this and put in another address so that this way a gift card that I bought can be shipped to my mom or to my wife at work or something like that. Again, if you are doing a paper certificate, though, there is no need for the business to do anything. Because when somebody buys a paper certificate online, that person is able to print it out and walk into your business and use it. There's nothing you needed to do to make that happen. However, if somebody does purchase a gift card online, not a gift certificate, but a gift card, obviously they cannot print out a gift card at home. So an alert will pop up on your screen. And that alert will let you know that an online purchase of a gift card has just been made. And you can click on that alert. It will print out a mailing label for you, and it will allow you to take one of your gift cards out of your box, one of your unused gift cards, and swipe it so that it will be associated with all of the information on that purchase. So you print out your mailing label, and that card information is now in your software, and the software knows who bought it, who they bought it for, and what the value of that card is. And using that shipping label, you can now stick it into a little box or an envelope and mail it right out. Okay, and your question says, a paper gift certificate has a number attached to it that we would use to run a transaction. That's absolutely right. When somebody buys a gift certificate online, a number is assigned. And, by the way, so is a barcode. So when they walk into your business with your gift certificate that they purchased online that's got your logo on it, it also has a number on it and a barcode. So you could either scan the gift certificate or you could simply type in the number. But your number for your gift certificate is not going to impact any certificates that you sell in-house. Oh, wait a minute. We use your gift cards in-house, but I think it would be nice to not have to mail anything out to customers. Totally agree. You can absolutely do both. In fact, you could have somebody come in and purchase gift cards in-house. But online, you may only offer paper certificates. So people can buy a gift certificate online, print it out, come in and use it, or they can walk into your shop and buy a physical card. So you could certainly separate them that way if you'd like to. Yeah, that's not a concern. You can do both. Just like you could ship out both, you could just ship out one and the other has to be picked up from in-house, so you don't have to be shipping things out. Yeah, just have one being emailed, etc. All right, moving on. So the next thing then we're going to talk about is products online. So here, let me go here. Let's go back to our store. Smaller. Click on our products here. And minimize that. So here's our retail. This is a very short one. Really very simple. We put in up to 10 SKU numbers, and these are going to be our featured items. Doesn't mean those are the only items your customer can buy, of course not. But these are our featured items. So in this case, I have 6 featured items, not 10, but you can do up to 10. You could just do one if you want. But I've put in 6 featured items. Then over here, you check off any manufacturer that you don't want to sell their products online. Some manufacturers, because of diversion, don't allow you to sell their products online. So any manufacturers that you don't want to sell online, just put a check next to that manufacturer. and any category of products that you don't want to sell online. Put a check next to that category. Then if you needed to, you could go to a manufacturer that you do sell online, but some of them maybe you don't. So my Sebastian products, I'm saying only these products are not going to be sold online. All of these products will be. The ones that are checked will not be sold online. The ones that are left unchecked will be. So you could do things like that as well. Once you have set that up and saved it, then it's going to look something like this to your customer. When your customer goes to your site and they click on your store, they will have the featured items that you want to show them, but they could also just click on shampoo and look at all of your shampoos, or look at all of your finishers or conditioners or skincare, etc. Or they can go by manufacturer, or they could simply choose a product that's already shown, or like I said, they could go to your shampoo and grab a product, but they can choose a product that's already shown, click on it, and then it will show whether or not it's in stock, who the manufacturer is, the category, and the description. This product is for root coloring treatments and not to be used on oily hair. Tina. Where did we get that information from? In your inventory. So let's find this product. This is my TG Cat Root Boost 8 ounce. So I'm going to look that up. Cat Root. There it is. Okay. You'll notice here in the software, I've got a button that says Upload Image. This allows me to upload an image. So I can download a copy of that image right off the internet, save it to my computer, and then upload it so that my customers can see what it looks like. Also in the software, not only can I upload an image, but I can put in a long description. This says this product is for root coloring treatments and not to be used on oily hair. Tina. I could change that to something like Hunter. And then I can save my changes. Well, if I did that, then simply by refreshing this screen, my description is going to change. It's going to say this product is for root coloring treatments and not to be used on oily hair. Hunter, there it goes. Now it says Hunter. So whatever changes you make in your software get immediately reflected out in the real world. So your customer now can add this to their shopping cart. They can continue to shop, or they can check out, put in their credit card information, and this time they're going to say where they want it shipped because they cannot print out a bottle of shampoo. And they proceed to confirmation. On your end, in your sales screen, an alert will pop up that lets you know that somebody's just made a purchase of an online product. You can now take that product off of your shelf, stick it into one of your boxes, and your mailing label can be printed out right for you, right through that process. And off it goes. They've already paid for it online, so you don't have to process a transaction. They've already paid for it online. All you need to do is accept the order and ship out that product. Any questions on that? All right. Okay, so once again, the three major items of online booking, of the online store, is appointments online, which gives your customers the ability to book their own appointments and your staff the ability to check their schedules. Gift cards or gift certificate sales online, and retail sales online. Those are the three main things that the online store handles for you. That's the class. Unless you have any questions at all, I'll go ahead and let you go. No questions at all?
I've got a couple. Can you hear me?
I can, yes.
It's my understanding that we can obviously play with the setup before it goes live.
Certainly.
I've done some of the work. I've uploaded some images, but I haven't sort of tested it to see how it looks. Once we have everything in place, you guys have already downloaded, well, I kind of see the little icon down at the bottom of your screen here. We have it set up on our server to be able to do the online things that we want to do. We're mostly right now we're looking to do online appointments.
Okay.
I think we will also probably do the gift cards online. Doubtful we'll go down the retail road. We may only do the retail on our own product line, but not on manufacturers.
Sure.
But my question is once we have it all set up and we're kind of ready to go live, is there anything specific we need to do? I mean, I guess as long as we have our website listed down at the bottom there, then that's kind of the link.
That's right. That's the link. And so you can test it and play with it using that link. You just highlight it. It should come right up. If not, you can always copy it and paste it into here. Should come up, and then you should be able to play with it. Now, if you run into any issues at all, the simplest thing to do is to simply go to the live chat and tell them that you're trying to run your appointments online, and you think you've got it set up properly, but you're running into these errors. They can dial directly into your system and confirm that all of the setup is correct. You're using the latest version of Transcend Live. You've checked off these things and not these other things, et cetera, et cetera. You know, the person that you're trying to book with actually works today, things like that. So they'll check it. They'll make sure that everything is set up properly. And once they've confirmed that, and it takes them about 5 minutes because they just say, they just check things really quick. It takes about 5 minutes for them to determine that everything is set up properly. And once that's the case, then once again, go back and start playing with it again. Once you're satisfied with the way it works, I'm trying to book an appointment. I have successfully booked an appointment. I can explain this to a customer if a customer has questions. I'm going to purchase a gift certificate. I successfully purchased a gift certificate. I had it emailed to myself here. I'm able to use it. Okay, I get this. I can start marketing this to my customers now. So again, you can play with it a lot before you ever make your customers aware that it even exists, because you're going to keep those URLs, those links, off of your website until it has gone through your testing.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Makes sense.
All right.
And then I can just say, okay, web developer person, like, add this to our website so that clients can just
give them the URL. That's right, and they'll turn it into a button that says, click here to book appointments online, or click here to purchase gift certificates online, and it'll take them right to that page.
Perfect. All right. Cool. And then, so we have an appointment set with you guys on May 22nd, that Monday, to migrate from server to cloud.
Okay.
My goal is obviously to have all of this stuff running and going by then, and I can't imagine there would be any changes. That would just be a part of the migration.
Not dramatic enough that it would matter, no.
Yeah, okay. Okay, no, we're excited to go cloud-based. We've only held off just because our server wasn't very old, and I just wanted to get a little bit more life out of it before I junked it.
Sure, that makes sense. Yeah, just as long as you have a satisfactory internet system, you're going to be just fine.
Yeah, we actually just added a 50 megabyte connection with Xfinity. They just installed it less than a month ago.
Wow, fantastic.
So we have really comprehensive Wi-Fi and internet now. So much better than what we did have. So I'm feeling more confident. We also have redundancy. I also have a CenturyLink connection in the building as well. So if we had an issue, I have the ability to jump over to that DSL connection if we have a situation. So
yeah, that would be great. Okay, so there is one last thing I want to share with you. I did record this meeting, and what I normally do after I do a class, I'll either delete it or I can turn it into a YouTube video and email it to you so that you have the exact same class with your voice, your questions.
Oh, that's awesome.
Would you like me to email that to you?
That'd be great. Yeah, just in case I need to revisit something, that'd be awesome.
That's what it's for. So, Joe, what is the email address you'd like me to send it to?
jhunter@magnumo.com.
TER@magnum, MAGNUMO.com.
Yeah.
Okay. jhunter@magnumo.com. You've got it. Then,
all right, cool.
Yeah, that's what I've got. Terrific. Okay.
All right.
Joe, have a great day.
Thanks. I really appreciate it. You too.
My pleasure. Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.